think everybody listening to this needs to have mentors. And it doesn't need to be you have to hire me or you have to hire somebody else. Like you have to have somebody that's doing what you're doing. I think if they're not actively in the business, I don't think they're a good mentor. I really don't. I think they have to be doing what you're doing to be a good mentor. Hello and welcome to Pillars of Wealth Creation, where we talk about creating financial success with a special focus on business and real estate. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. Now, let's get to it. Hey, welcome back to the show. I hope you're doing well. It's been a little while since I've done a solo podcast episode. That's kind of because I just had a lot of interviews that were racked up. So I took a little break from a solo podcast, but here I'm back. And so I want to talk to you about mentorship today. And so I just had a good conversation with a guy, reached out to me about mentorship. I still do some mentorship. I don't take on a lot of people. I don't have like a big program. Like I'm not your guru, right? But I do love working with people. It's a lot of fun. And I love to see the results, of course, when people end up buying properties, and my last several clients have done really well and have, gone on to buy a lot of properties, and that's great. And I think, I'm hoping, and I feel like I was, helpful along the way, and, just a valuable resource to be a part of kind of their journey. The most critical thing as I look at mentorship, the most critical thing about what's going to make somebody successful, is them 100%. Like you cannot be successful if you're not willing to put in the effort, to learn, to grow, to do the things that, we talk about. Really mentorship is more of a couple things. Like, look, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to talk to you about things. I'm going to probably teach you some things, but that's not the real value. The real value is that I'm going to lead you to the well, and you have to then do the work, right? And maybe hold you accountable for your actions. Hopefully shift your paradigm a little bit to see that things are possible that you maybe didn't even think about before. That's my goal, but you have to put in the hard work, right? And so if you're thinking about mentors, which I think everybody listening to this needs to have mentors. It doesn't need to be you have to hire me or you have to hire somebody else. Like, quite frankly, I don't want you to hire me. Like, I want you to hire the right person if you're going to hire somebody, but I also want you just to find people that are mentors. And quite frankly, like even your books that you read, those can be mentors to you, and your podcasts that you listen to. Like, I would consider the podcasts that I listen to, those podcast hosts and the guests, they're my mentors. I'm learning from them constantly, and I'm taking their advice, and they're helping shift my paradigm. They're helping shape the way I'm thinking and trying to do things and improving. And sometimes I listen to them and I'm like, yeah, I hear what you say, but that was dumb. Like, I don't agree with you at all, or I got to make sure I'm not doing what they're saying to do. Right. So sometimes, mentors will maybe say some things that you're like, that's not right. Right. Which is fine. But I think no matter what, like, look, it doesn't matter. How many books have you read where you read the book and you're like, I got nothing out of this book? Or you read the book and you're like, oh, that was amazing. That was a great book. I love this book so much. You even tell people about the book. But then when you actually think about this book, you actually applied nothing. So it was entertainment, right? That was it. The book was great because it was entertaining, but you applied nothing. You truly took nothing out of that book other than you read it. You maybe retain some stuff, but you don't apply anything. And the same thing can happen with mentorship. So first of all, like, okay, let's break it down. Who makes a good mentor? Who makes a good mentor is somebody who's willing to hold you accountable. Who makes a good mentor is somebody who actually is doing what you're doing, right? Or want to do, and has been there, done that, and is steps in front of you, not miles in front of you, but steps in front of you. Look, I'm not your mentor if you want to flip single family homes. I'm not your mentor. And this guy that I talked to was, flipping single family homes. He's trying to do some, or not trying to, he is. He's doing some building. He's doing some smaller multifamily. All great things. All great things. But I said, look, I'm not your mentor because I've done all that stuff. I can give you some advice. I can talk to you about some of my experiences, but that's not my niche right now. That's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on large multifamily acquisitions. If that's where you want to go, I can help you get there. But I can't in good conscience, I can't mentor you on doing what you're doing because, first of all, I just got to totally flip a switch and go from my complete thinking right now to a different way of thinking. And then, two, is I haven't done it in a long time. So I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's happening in the market as much. And there's so many things that change so quickly. And I haven't done it for 5+ years. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I can't help you out. Right. And so you have to have somebody that's doing what you're doing. I think if they're not actively in the business, I don't think they're a good mentor. I really don't. I think they have to be doing what you're doing to be a good mentor, paid or not paid. Again, you don't have to pay people. I'm not telling you have to go out and pay people. In fact, I think that paid mentors are amazing, but I think that you have to have the second part of it is you have to be completely ready. And quite frankly, you have to be completely ready even for a non-paid mentor, especially if it's somebody you're going to be taking up their time. Like, you got to truly be ready for them to learn the information, to apply the information. Like, don't waste people's time. But, paid mentor, you truly got to be ready. So you got to find somebody that fits your niche. Oh, the other thing with the person, the mentor or mentees, maybe it's multiple. Um, and maybe by the way, maybe it's like a mastermind group too. Mastermind groups can be great too. Maybe I'll dive into those a little bit. But beyond what they do and their knowledge, you also want to find somebody that fits your personality. Like, there's some multifamily mentors out there. I've never hired a multifamily mentor, but there's some multifamily mentors out there that there's zero chance I could have them be my mentor, because their style and what they are doing it for. And again, like, it's not wrong. Like, it's fine. It works for them. Like, they're motivated by stuff, by fancy cars, by beach houses, by, those types of things, tangible, like, things, being rich. Like, that's how they're motivated. They're motivated to become as rich as possible and to buy a bunch of crap. It doesn't excite me. It excites some people. And again, it's not right or wrong, but that's not my mentor. Like, that's not the person that I want to have mentor me. The person that I want to mentor me is excited about building a company that can affect a lot of people. But yeah, I want a bunch of employees, so the employees we can positively affect. I want to give back. I want to give to my church. I want to, that's the mentor that I am looking for. Again, not right or wrong, just who fits my personality. So I think that's super important. You got to find a mentor that fits your personality, that's in the business and doing what you're doing. I think there's also a couple different types of mentors. You got to think, which one am I most ready for and most in need of? So for me, when I hired a mentor, I hired a coach, and Trevor McGregor, he's been on the show a bunch of times. And so Trevor, when I hired Trevor, he became my mentor. What was valuable at Trevor is I didn't necessarily need, not that I couldn't use it, because certainly I could have used it, but I didn't necessarily need somebody that could teach me about multifamily. I needed somebody that could shift my brain, my mindset. I'm stuck where I'm stuck, and I needed to get out of the ruts I was stuck in. So I needed a mindset guy. I need somebody to push me to the next level. I needed somebody to switch my paradigm into thinking differently than I was thinking today at that time. Right? That's who I needed. So you might need that. You might need a business strategist coach. Just had a good friend that hired. A business strategist company, right? Working with the EOS system, right? To mentor doing that. So you might need total business strategy mastery, right? You might need the multifamily or the fix and flips or whatever you're working on doing, or the mindset. So you got to figure out which one do you need, and maybe you need multiple too. I think everybody needs a mindset, mentor. It could be a podcast. It could be you hire somebody. Could be just people that you surround yourself with. I think everybody needs that. Certainly, I think that's helpful. But don't waste your money. Like, mentors are expensive if you're going to pay them, and they should be. Like, don't waste your money just to hire somebody. Make sure they fit you and you fit them. And I would ask that question, like, who's your ideal client? Like, I want to know. They should have a very clear definition of who their ideal client is. If they're just like, I'm looking for people that want to grow their business, like, no, that's not your mentor. Like, they need to have a clear definition of who their ideal client is, and you need to fit within that definition. And if you don't, it's not the right fit, and that's fine. But you're wasting your money if you go after and work with that person. Let's talk about mastermind groups, because I think mastermind groups are really trendy right now. But I do think there can be valuable. Although I think a mastermind group, you have to be able to add value to it as well. So I don't necessarily think that mastermind groups are a great thing for a lot of people. So if you're just starting out, I just don't think a mastermind group is the right fit for you. It's If you're trying to get into a new niche or just starting out or whatever it is, I think you got to learn, you got to grow, you got to start doing business. I think what's really valuable with mastermind groups is the ones that are set up right. So again, you want to understand what your goals are. What are you trying to learn? What are you trying to get better in? And same thing with the mentor, right? What are you trying to get better in? If you're trying to get better at buying multifamily properties, okay, then we find a mastermind group that's really about multifamily, right? If you're trying to get better at growing and building a business, then we find a mastermind group that's works really well for that, right? If you're trying to mindset, again, same thing. So got to really figure out what you're trying to get better at and find the right group for that. And then the mastermind group, you have to be able to put the effort in. And it's the same thing with the mentorship. Can you put the time and the effort in it? Can you get to the meetings? Can you do the small groups? Can you do all that kind of stuff? And then who in the mastermind, this is really important. Who is in the mastermind? What are they doing? How often are they engaged in the mastermind? How often are they getting to the meetings? Is it small enough group where you can get to know people, but a big enough group attendance to where people are there and they show up and they add value? How committed are the people? So, look, if this is a mastermind group and it's got 1,000 people and 100 of them show up to the meeting, that means a tenth, 1/10, 10% are actually engaged. That's not a very good mastermind. But if it's a mastermind with 100 people and 85 of them, 80 of them are showing up to the meeting every single month, that's a pretty well attended and engaged group. That means you're going to probably get a lot of value out of that. So understand the percentage of the people that are actually showing up to each meeting. Do they have small groups? All that kind of stuff. So I think those are really important when you're thinking about a mastermind. Again, paid or not paid. There's not paid masterminds that are out there that are really good too. No matter what you do, start getting mentors, like books, podcasts. I hope you consider me a mentor. If you just start listening, I'd love to, be your mentor, not paid. Keep listening to the podcast. Hopefully I can teach you some things. Hopefully I can help get you motivated. And, hopefully you can learn from my guests and what they're doing and what they're telling you. I try to bring on high quality people, as much as I can. So, um, I do some paid mentorship, but it, I take people as I feel like they're ready for it and they're a fit for me. And my main bread and butter is growing my business. So I take just a handful of people a year, and that's it, because I want to continue to focus on what I want to focus on, which is my business. I want to have time for the mentors and the mentees and be able to really spend good quality time with them. So I'm serving them well, right? But again, it doesn't have to be paid. Just get in there, get in the corridor, start talking with people, meeting with people, finding people that you can add value to, and that can add value to you as well. But one of the things I've told people in the past is, look, if you're looking for a mentor and you don't want to pay a mentor, or maybe you don't have the money to pay a mentor, and by the way, you can have both, right? You can have a paid mentor in people that you don't pay too. Like, doesn't mean you need to pay everybody, right? But the the value with the paid mentor is they're committed. Or they better be committed. If they're not, fire them and get your money back. But they're committed, right? You pay the money, they show up. They have to show up. Or a non-paid mentor, you need to figure out how you're going to add value to them. How are you going to truly add value to them? And so that's what I think is really important: is don't take. You got to give something. It might be money, it might be your time, it might be your resources, it might be relationships, whatever it is. You got to give something. So you got to figure out, what, if you're not going to pay somebody, what do they need? What are they missing in their business? What introductions do they need? How can you be of service and of value to them? I think that's so important when you're looking at finding people that can really help mold you and help you along the way. And maybe it's like, hey, look, I mean, this is a good mentorship, by the way. If you're young and you're not in this business yet, go find companies that are doing what you want to do and apply for jobs. Find out hey, look, I admire your company and what they're doing. Like, somebody comes up to me and says, hey, look, I admire your company and what you're doing. Do you have anything available that you guys are hiring for or need an intern for? And if we have something, I'm going to seriously consider that person, right? Because they came up to me and they showed the initiative. So, um, anyways, hope this helps. Look, you are who you surround yourself with. That's just the fact. So surround yourself with awesome people that are doing great things. That are steps in front of you, not miles and miles and miles in front of you, but are steps in front of you. And learn from them, right? Grow from them, add value to them, take action with the things that they say. You have a fantastic rest of the day. Make every day a Saturday. Hey, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you being a loyal listener. I would love to have you go on to our Facebook page and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Go on to iTunes or wherever you listen and give us a rating and review. Don't forget to subscribe. Your rating and review just helps us push this out to more and more people and continue to grow our audience and hopefully positively affect a ton of people out there that really need this and want this. So the other thing I've got for you is a free ebook on my website. So go on to venturedproperties.com, and download our free ebook on real estate and on syndication. And I've got some data points in there, some really good stuff for you. So I'd love to have you take a look at that. It's free. I'm not expecting anything from it. And also, look, if you want some help in multifamily, want some help learning, growing, getting your business off the ground, I would love to talk to you about what it would look like to work with me potentially and see if that's a good fit. So you can go to coachwithdex.com and check that out, and we can definitely have a call. Thanks a lot for listening. You make it a fantastic rest of the day. I'll catch you on the next episode.